Welcome to the Mortgage Monday series. Today, we're talking about home appraisals and why the appraisal gap coverage may improve your offer to purchase a home. I'm Leslie Knightley with Turnberg Swallow Team at Coldwell Banker, and I'm joined by Loan Officer Louise Larocque from Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome. Most finance home purchases require an appraisal. Let's start with the basics. What is a home appraisal and what does an appraiser typically look for?
So investors want to make sure that if you should default on your mortgage, they would be able to resell your home for what you purchased it for. So an appraisal is necessary from the lender so that we can confirm that the sale price or higher is what we could resell that home for.
Very good. Occasionally, a home will not appraise for the contracted price. It doesn't happen often, but time to time it may occur. Can you speak to what procedures we could follow in that event?
Sure. Sometimes the seller will just accept the appraised value. Sometimes the buyer will just say, it didn't appraise, the seller won't accept my amount, I'm going to back out. Every once in a while, the buyer and seller will meet right in the middle. And that's always a good way. And then there is something called appraisal gap coverage.
Can you tell us how popular this might be becoming in this competitive market? We have used the appraisal gap coverage from time to time to win in a competitive bidding situation. Can you just speak to how that may work?
Yes. So it's going to be structured a little differently depending on each customer. Some people have quite a bit of money to put down, and they may decide to say to the seller, I will ask for the appraisal to be at your asking amount, and I will gap anything over what you were asking for your home and what I actually offered. So in a situation where the home is going for $350,000 and you as the buyer have an accepted offer at $375,000, you may say to the seller, I will gap the difference between if the home appraises at $350,000 up to my $375,000 with $25,000. You may say, I'll gap at any level, which means if the home appraises at $325,000 and you're paying $375,000, you would need to pay the difference up to $50,000. So it can be structured in many different ways depending on how much competition you have for the offers on that property and how much cash you have available to you in the actual pre-approval process.
Do you have any other tips regarding the appraisal gaps? For instance, how long does an appraisal typically last?
Well, your appraisal is good for 120 days. But the appraisal gap, one of the things that I might say to a client is don't be nervous if you are planning to put 20% down and you then need to use some of that money for the gap, because you can go as low as 5% down if you qualify and use the additional down payment money to gap your appraisal. There are so many creative ways that we can make this happen for you if you really want to purchase that home.
Excellent. So whether you're just getting started in your home search or have put in a few unsuccessful offers, you can reach out to Louise or myself and talk about creative options in this situation. Download the Appraisal Gap Coverage flyer to learn more about this hot offer term. Find the link in the description.